When I entered the briefing room, the SEAL Admiral smirked. "What's your call sign, princess?" You know that feeling? The one where you've worked your entire life, poured your soul into something, only to have someone dismiss you with a sneer, call you princess, and make you feel like you don't belong? I remember that moment, because that's when I finally used two words that froze an entire room of officers, turning an admiral's smirk into pure, unadulterated shock. And believe me, the story of how I earned those words, Reaper Zero, is one you won't forget. I'm Lieutenant Commander Sandra Kane, 32 years old, and for years I honestly believed that competence would speak for itself. That if I just worked harder, flew longer, and kept my mouth shut while others took credit, respect would eventually follow. My family, they were Navy through and through. My dad, a Navy mechanic, taught me how to strip an engine before I could even drive. My mom used to joke I saluted before I spoke. Our house always smelled of motor oil and fresh-pressed uniforms, and dinner conversations were all about deployment schedules and maintenance protocols. I learned early that precision mattered, that shortcuts got people killed, and that respect wasn't just given, it was earned one action at a time. By 17 I was a force, running 5 miles before school, spending weekends at the firing range, devouring flight manuals like other girls read magazines. My friends thought I was obsessed. Maybe I was. But the Navy wasn't just a goal for me, it was an inheritance. My grandfather served in Vietnam. My father spent 2 decades keeping jets in the air. This was the family trade and I was born into it. I joined a Special Operations Aviation unit straight out of flight school. We were the quiet wings working alongside SEALs, Army Special Forces. My job was insertion and extraction, getting teams in and out, no matter the weather, the terrain, or the sheer chaos. We flew low and fast, hugging terrain that would make most commercial pilots sick to their stomachs. We landed in places that weren't on any map, picked up men whose names we never knew, and disappeared before anyone even knew we'd been there. It was dangerous work, the kind that demanded absolute focus, nerves of steel, and a quiet, almost unsettling determination. My call sign Reaper Zero wasn't earned in some simulator, or on a training exercise. It came from a night in Kandahar. A storm so violent it grounded every other pilot. The wind was tearing apart our forward operating base. Visibility was practically zero, but a SEAL team was pinned down 12 miles out, casualties mounting. Command had already written them off. Too risky, they said. Weather's too bad. We'll extract at first light. But first light everyone knew meant body bags. I volunteered. My co-pilot, a quiet guy named Alvarez, didn't even hesitate. We pre-flighted that bird in horizontal rain, strapped in, and lifted off into conditions that violated every safety protocol in the book. The flight out was hell. Wind shear nearly flipped us twice. Zero visibility. I navigated by instruments and pure, raw instinct. When we found them, they were surrounded, taking fire from 3 sides, down to their last magazines. We came in hot, rotor screaming, holding position while they loaded the wounded. Tracers lit up the darkness around us like angry fireflies. I felt rounds punch through the fuselage. Alvarez called out damage reports in a voice that never ever shook. We got them out. Every single one. The flight back was even worse. Overloaded, losing hydraulic pressure, engine temperature redlining. I nursed that bird home on sheer discipline and stubbornness, landed her hard on the tarmac, and shut down just as the mechanics started shouting about the damage. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.